The Warriors lose by 1. Here's Steve Kerr on that final play.
I really prefer the scramble situations at the end of games where a defense can't, get set up and make subs. And, this is one that, it keeps you up at night.
Probably should have been a timeout right when I got the ball and turned and saw that the court wasn't balanced right, and we still had plenty of time. But, the chaos of the moment, you're trying to make a play, and sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't.
Okay, I want to be fair, right? For the record, since Steve Kerr has been the head coach of the Golden State Warriors, they have been the best offense in the league in this type of situations. The final 15 seconds when it's tied or they're trailing without a timeout, without calling a timeout. So historically, they've done just fine here. But Perk, who deserves the blame for this?
But that's the past. This is the now.
Okay.
This is not the same team. Look, you have to extend the time. You have to get as many possessions as you possibly can. Steve Kerr is to blame. You have to call that timeout once her to miss those free throws, because now guess what? If you go down, you draw up something quick, you get you get a shot at the basket. All of a sudden, if you don't miss, now you foul. At worst, they go down and make 2 free throws. They up 3 points. You still got another opportunity to tie the game with the best shooter that's ever walked the planet Earth. This is on Steve Kerr. You have to use your timeouts in this position.
See, I think the timeout, you call it when he gets trapped in the corner there and the court's
It's too
unbalanced.
late. It's too late, Ramona. This is what I'm trying to figure out, Chiney and Malika. What you trying to take the timeouts home? What you want a steak, mashed potatoes, and a side of timeouts? I'm just trying to figure it out.
But come on now, it's sometimes good to not let the defense know exactly what they're gonna do in scheme. And if there's one team you trust in those situations, it's the Golden State Warriors. But what I saw there is usually the Warriors, when they have end of game scenarios, they have a purpose. They're dribbling up with a purpose. The moment Steve Kerr saw, the ball's drifting around, they're trying. There was no urgency. He should have called it way earlier than the double team.
I also think it doesn't come down to just that play.
Oh, no.
Right before this is Harrison Barnes, who had 39 points, right? And Kuminga's on him. His assignment was to stay on Barnes.
Right.
He leaves Barnes. He's open for 3. Like, a lot of this is just them getting used to this new closing lineup that they're playing with Kuminga in there at the end.
And even earlier in the game, Steph Curry, he had a huge first quarter, then he struggled a little bit in the second. I'm not blaming this on Steph and his scoring ability here, but they had opportunities earlier to stretch their lead, and they just didn't. One team, though, that did not take their foot off the gas was the New York Knicks. Who is under more pressure this year to turn their team season around?
I think it's Steph Curry. I mean, I know we always bring up LeBron's age, but, the man just made his 20th straight All-Star game.
Yeah.
His 20th straight All-Star game.
A record.
And, I was standing there last night, and one of the Laker PR staffers went over to LeBron afterwards to talk about, making his All-Star game, and he goes, What song encapsulates this for you? And he said, "What More Do I Need to Say" by Jay-Z. And he starts singing it in the locker room, right? He's there, right? Yeah. And it's on the Lakers to build and play the way they did last night, make shots like they did against the Chicago Bulls. But the Warriors are still figuring it out. Perk, we were just talking about, they don't even know what their best lineup is yet. They're still working on their best lineup. And so I think for Steph Curry, where they're fighting for the existence of the dynastic team this year, Klay Thompson could be a free agent. Steve Kerr is in the last year of his deal. The pressure's on the Warriors.
The pressure is on Steph Curry to hold this all together, right? And not just on the floor. The pressure is on him to actually be a leader and be a franchise player and have a voice. Have the courage and go outside your comfort zone, right? You can see the writing on the wall right now. You can see that the dynasty is over, and it's okay. I understand the close relationship that you have with Draymond Green. I understand the close relationship that you have with Klay Thompson. But at the end of the day, if you're standing on business and you're the franchise guy, you are Golden State. Right? You are San Francisco, the Bay Area, whatever the case may be. You have to stand up from a leadership aspect, and I'm not just talking about on the floor.
But it's not just on Steph. I think we feel like Steph can go and say, I want this and I want that, and sometimes in those circumstances, they don't work out so well. I mean, we're criticizing this week the Milwaukee Bucks because there's a lot of pressure on Giannis. Yeah. Sometimes that smoke, not everyone wants that. You said that Steph is, you sort of question, I guess, leader. I wrote it down, leadership and being a franchise player. Steph Curry is absolutely that. He is a leader, by the way he plays, and he's a franchise player. We all know 4 championships. He's the heart and soul of that. Now the question is, do we want him to go and be something that he is not?
Yes.
And
Which is what?
But that's why if you realize that something that he is not, he's not going to be disloyal to his guys, then you have to have a system around you that supports you. Is the system strong enough right now? Is the system of personnel players? Is the system of coach? Is the, the decision making? I'm not putting it all on Steph. I think he's done a great job. It may be uncharacteristic of him, but this is not just his blood.
Perk, you just blew my mind with that. Do you want Steph to go to Draymond or Clay and say you don't have any more, or do you want him to go to management and say they don't have any more? Is that what that's a heck of a thing for him to do.
Well, it's uncomfortable, but let me tell you something. It's not what you do, it's how you do it.
But that's what the result that you want.
Okay.
Because LeBron, you bring up a good point. We're talking about Steph and LeBron, right? LeBron has, he doesn't send flowers, right? When it's over, it's over. Dwayne Wade, when he was in Miami, he came out to Vegas and hung out with him in free agency, and LeBron said, Dwayne, it's been nice. I'm going to Cleveland, right? When it's over, they'll hang out in the office.
And they had a dinner, right? When Braun left Miami, Bosh, Wade, and Braun had a dinner. Okay, let me give you a prime example. When things are not done right. Do you know why the beef was going on with Paul Pierce, Ray Allen, and Kevin Garnett? It's not because that Ray Allen went to Miami. It's how he left to go to Miami. See what I'm saying? So it's not what you do, it's how you do it.
But you're saying that the Golden State Warriors, and Steph specifically, are at the point where he needs to figure out how to do it and do that.
Yes, and listen.
Is that face-to-face or have your agent call?
He has to, but he has to be the voice. So for example, so you mean to tell me that Steph Curry don't know that there's tension between Klay Thompson and the front office behind his contract right now? That they're not in alliance for the numbers in the years?
Of course he knows everybody's situation.
Okay. If Steph wanted to speak up for his boy Klay, do you actually think he could walk up and go have a meeting with Joe?
But didn't we get one of the best sound bites? Because after that tension, Steve Kerr stepped in and had a conversation with Klay, and that was sort of
But that's Steve Kerr, not Steph.
No, but that's my point. Because it's not just Steph. It takes Steve Kerr, and it takes other people around him, too, because that is who Steph is. He's not the guy that will
I know what you're saying. Nothing is going to happen in Golden State unless Steph Curry is cool with it.
And which I don't, this is what I'm about to say. The 2 Ps, okay? Steve Kerr is popular when it comes to alongside Steph Curry. That is powerful. Powerful people moves the needle, not popular people.
So you're saying those conversations need to be had in order for Golden State to turn some things around.